I found out how to make SPASS Hi Tek bass through a strange journey on Reddit. Check it out. So here's the sound I'm talking about. I made a bootleg version of Hi Tek. So I'm going to give you guys a quick listen, and I'll put the original song in the description for you to check it out.
Sound boy!
So the journey begins on Reddit, as I had said before. In the riddim subreddit, I should say specifically. I was looking for an analog to the square 4 wavetable that's used in the Maelstrom synthesizer, which you can get in the Reason rack. I don't have Reason, unfortunately. But I was looking up ways to do it in Serum, and I scrolled down through a couple people's responses, and this guy came up with a good analog for it. So his name is Trends_. He posted this 10 months ago on this very small thread. This is the patch he posted. And with a little bit of love and a little bit of tweaking and a little bit of expertise, you can get a really cool sound out of it. So Trends, shout out to you. Thanks for the initial inspiration on this patch. If you ever see it, just know that I'm very grateful. So let's start. We go to Oscillator A. We're going to go to Analog, Basic Shapes. We're going to turn the wavetable position up until we get to the square wave. We're going to turn Unison up to 10, detune down to 0, random down to 0. Then I'm going to go to Oscillator B, go to Analog, Basic Shapes, go to a sine wave, we don't need to do anything to it, bring the octaves up 1. Level all the way down, random all the way down. Get our first LFO, bring this over to the second bar, down a little bit, bring that down a little bit, make it a little bit of a woo-woo. Turn the level down on here and send it. 100% modulation. We're going to turn on the warp of Oscillator A to FM from B and bring that up to 44. And the first page is already pretty much done. Let's go to the Effects tab, open up Hyper Dimension. We don't want any hyper, so we're going to turn the mix down to 0. Size of dimension down to like 25, maybe 24, doesn't really matter. Mix up to like 10-11%. Grab our delay. That's our sound, by the way. I probably should have said that. So we don't want too much delay. We just want like 15. That's fine. Now we're going to turn on our compressor. Bring the threshold down a little bit. Ratio down to 1.71. And release all the way up. And then lastly, you're going to want to click multiband to turn the compressor into an OTT. Alright, cool. Now you're going to want to add a little bit of reverb. Sounds good. And the most important part is the filter. Luckily for me, I grabbed the right filter right off the bat. It was the HL6 negative comb filter. We're going to have the cutoff brought down to 26 Hertz, resonance up to 68, and HLWD to 67. We're going to create a second LFO. We're going to make it this shape. And we're going to bring the LFO2 and modulate the cutoff of this filter. We're going to want to bring that all the way down to just 1. Hear that difference? Without? There's that SPASS sound. It's very specific, and to get this exact sound, I really do recommend using this specific filter. But there's so much variation, there's so much fun that can be had, so don't really get too finicky about it. Last but not least, we're going to get our third LFO. What I like to do, you don't have to do this either, this is just what I did on my sound. I brought the LFO kind of like that. And I set it on envelope mode so that it only triggers every time the sound is pushed. And we're going to modulate the FM from B. We're going to bring that backwards to -15. And this is just so you can add a variation to your sound. that's just another way to add some variation. But that's pretty much the sound. Now what I did after that is I added some post-processing to make the sound pop out into the mix a little more by increasing the master sound in Serum to around 90%, adding a saturator and bringing it up 4.5 decibels, an OTT from Xfer. You can get this free on their website. Go ahead and pause the video and copy those if you need. And last but not least, just any old EQ and cutting off all of the low end and most of the mids. And you should get yourself a sound like this. And with the percussion and the sub bass. So that's the SPASS Hi Tek bass. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hope you like the content. If you want more, like, subscribe, comment, whatever you feel like doing. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Have a great day.